What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in, brother, right? Welcome back to another Superwood. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, brother. And give me a fucking shot of coffee and take a shower because Homie Hangout says we don't. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, shout out to Splinter. Shout out to Homie Hangout, man. I'm glad that is water under whatever bridge it is under, whatever bridge Messy Marv is sleeping under. Look, straight up, welcome back to another Superwood. And this one is called Don't Sleep on the Woods, brother. Don't sleep with them either, right? But this is a crazy story about Roach, man, and some woods and me eyewitnessing, right? Some crazy shit. Look, woods don't fuck around. This is the reason why, see, I've been locked up with a lot of woods, brother, right? And I know for a fact, man, that cleanliness is next to godliness, brother, right? And I also know one thing is for sure, they don't fuck around at any level, man. They're with the business. They're with the shenanigans, right? And Roach is a Superwood. And the reason I call him a Superwood is because of this one particular incident right here is what proved to me. So when I first met Roach and I very first started kicking it with them, like I said, we were like fucking two peas in a pod. We were cool, right? Inseparable. He had the dope. I needed the dope to sell the dope, to give him the money back so he could get more. So it was just like a chain reaction. It was perfect. It worked. It was like a fucking big old cana in Wes Watson's asshole. It just fit perfect, right? Or did it? One never knows, does one. But one thing I know for sure is this relationship, this friendship, we were very compatible, brother, right? And so I remember when I first started going to his pad, he would invite me little by little to meeting his other homeboys. That's where I met Dwarfwood. That's where I met Hurley. I met all these fucking bikers that he kicked it with, or that I guess he sold to. But he had a particular group that were all pintos, right? They were all woods or skins that would get out of prison. There was always someone new at his pad. Every time I'd pull up, I'd knock on the door. He'd open the window. What's up, brother? I'd be like, hey, are you going to come out and play and shit, right? Bring your Tonka toys. He'd be like, no, brother, I got a homeboy sleeping on the couch, brother. Don't wake him up. I'm like, you motherfuckers don't sleep around here. You better stop it. Well, he sleeps. I don't, brother. See, let me jump out here and explain it to you, right? He'd jump through the window, never use the front door. He'd jump out the window. He'd be like, brother, he's a real, how you guys say, he's a real pintero, right? Yeah, not a pinto bean, a real pintero. This guy right here just did 23 fucking years. I was like, why every time that you talk about a white man, they always did 23 years? You think I don't know about the numbers of the letters? You better stop it, right? He's like, no, brother, this time I'm telling the truth. Never question a white man. So I'm like, all right, calm down. Mr. Whiteman. And so I would always meet these different guys, and I'm not going to lie, man, these were some heavy hitter looking dudes, right? Some dudes that looked like they did shower, of course, but also that they would tear your head off in the shower. They weren't fucking around, man. And so one day, he had about 5 or 6 homeboys chilling with him in his front yard, and I pulled up, beat, right? I had major beat. I just went to the Ramate and got a couple of M&Ms, a new amp. Show! I thought I was doing big things, so I wanted to bump on him, right? And one guy pulled up, bump some Megadeth, brother, right? And so as I pull up, they're like, hey, who is this SA, right? He's like, oh, no, he's not a SA, he's a Norte. They were like, what? I was like, shh. You know, because we didn't get along in prison, and they knew that. So anyways, I get off. But one thing about woods, skinheads on the streets, man, they leave the prison stuff to the prison stuff unless it involves them. Then they get prison again, right? So this was the day they got prison again. This was my first witnessing fucking what Roach was capable of and his homeboys, and saying, yeah, these are some good ass fucking solid woods right here, brother, right? So I'm kicking back. We're all chilling. They're smoking a little bit of weed, a whole lot of meth, and everyone's just enjoying themselves to the best that freedom could offer. And Roach is like tripping, and he keeps looking at me all crazy. He's like, I gotta talk to you, brother. You want to go around the back? And I'm like, nah, fuck that. A gang of white dudes, they might do some ditty shit to me. I'm cool. What's happening, right? And he was like, no, brother, we're not gonna do nothing bad to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the black dudes that do that. I'm like, stop it, bro. Just stop it. Stop being racist. So I hit the corner with him, and he's like, hey, brother, so did you see that dude with the big old Fu Manchu? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, brother, right there. Yeah, that's not a good brother right there. Yeah, brother told, man, and we're about to do something bad to him, brother. I said, oh, shit, yeah, I don't want to be involved in no murder case or nothing like that, bro. I don't get down. He's like, no, brother, no, me either, yeah. I mean, I get down, but today's not that good. You know what it is, right? You've done one, I've done one, we have all done one. He was like, but no, we're going to just kick the fucking handlebar off of him. You ready, brother? And I said, yeah, I can't be involved. Damn right you can't be involved. This is white man shit. I'm like, so what am I supposed to do, bro? You want me just to leave? Or, you know, because I'll jam. It ain't really nothing to it. He's like, no, brother, I want you to witness how we get down, because I hear you know, all these fucking Mexicans talking about the white man's dirty, the white man don't do this, the white man don't do that. Well, I'm going to show you what the fucking white man does. Meanwhile, he's talking to me, he's leaning down, lacing up his Doc Martens. Now, let me tell you about a white man with Doc Martens on. Don't fuck with them, right? White people with Doc Martens equals ass kickings, mosh pits, and meth usage, right? So I know that there's definitely something going down here because his Doc Martens look scuffed up. You can tell he only throws them. Usually he wears Chuck Taylors, hat flipped up like this. You know, one of them white guys on a Harley, a fucked up Harley too. Not even a Harley, a Honda Rebel. But at this point in time, he's lacing up the Doc Martens. Fucker got suspenders. I'm like, bro, I thought you were a Wood. I'm skinned today, brother, right? Okay, I guess you could just switch up like that. And so I go to the front, and I can't help but keep looking at this dude that they're going to beat up, right? And so the backstory on this is, I guess, dude had did a burglary with someone and told on him, at least made a police statement, and he went through his whole prison term. Nothing ever caught up to him. His crime partner ended up getting bailed out. I guess he was high power, had a lot of money, and ended up shaking and baking, man. Told a few of his homeboys, hey, this dude's no good. He tried to point the finger at me. But anyways, that dude did the time, so no one ever questioned him because he did the time. His paperwork just said what he was in for. He was able to have his lawyer pull out that page that said he told, right? So anyways, however he did it, he made it. He skated by. And I guess he was a high-powered dude. He ended up elevating status and being some type of dude on the yard and putting in work. He never became someone in an organization. We'll just say that. But he became what he became. I'm going to tell you right now, Wes Watson couldn't shine his shoes with Shinola, right? So he was one of them guys, and he had a big old fucking whip. I remember he had these big old handlebars. You could just fucking grab him and shake his head with them. So I can't help but keep looking at this dude. He has Lokes on, standing like this the whole time, right? And I'm kind of looking very quiet. Now, he didn't know at all what was going to happen. And Roach is tweaked out of his mind, so he keeps going back and forth. And he keeps like throwing things out there. Like, brother, we're going to whip ass, brother. We're going to whip ass. And the other Woods are like, they know what time it is. This is their plan. So their plan was to get this guy in the backyard and do some brain hemorrhaging to him, right? And I was going to watch. I was like, fuck it. They ain't going to do nothing to me. But I was always skeptical, Roach. But I just met him. We'd been kicking it for a couple months. And he was solid. Like I said, he backed my play on a couple things. I backed his play on a couple things. There's a couple things that we can't speak about that we didn't do. And anyway, so I'm kicking back. Slowly but surely, Roach is like, let's go to the backyard, brother. I got some car parts to show you, right? So we're all in the backyard chilling. And this one Wood is tweaked out of his mind. He keeps saying, they're coming, brother. They're coming, right? And this big Wood, I haven't heard him talk all day. He's like, what the fuck's coming, Wood? And Roach is like, an ass whooping's coming, brother. I'm telling you, right? I smell it. I said, I could smell it coming in the air tonight. I'm like, nah, that's meth that you smell. Yeah, that too, bro. I know what that smells like. Definitely, right? So anyways, this dude starts like noticing the body movement, the body language. And anyone who's been in prison, you know when there's about to be a pegada or something's going down. And remember, I've said in a lot of my videos, everybody knows it's going to go down except the Vato's going to happen to, right? But he's up to par. He's up on game. He just did 20 fucking 3 years, another one, brother, right? So anyways, he's kicking back, looking around, and that Wood that's really tweaking is starting to fucking like dig up fucking rocks and shit to throw at this dude and pile him up. He's like, what are you doing, brother? He's like, yeah, I'm just, I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking, brother. Blame it on the tweak, right? And Roach is like, yeah, we're going to beat someone's ass. And so the other guys are pretty quiet. We're chopping up, having a conversation. Explain this to me, white man. And this is just a question I want to tell you. Why do white men drink IPAs or Coors Lights? Okay, now that I got that out of the way. So I ain't even going to lie. I'm on the Chiruju juice, the Bud Lights, because that's all a Mexican could afford at that point. And they're drinking Coors Light, the Silver Bullet, brother. I guess white men don't like werewolves. I don't know, right? I always thought that Michael J. Fox played a good Teen Wolf. So anyways, they're tripping, right? And out of the blue, man, it's starting to become evening time, starting to get dark. And my old lady's paging me like a motherfucker, right? And I'm like, hey, she's blowing my shit up like, hey, I gotta go, Roach. Like, are you guys gonna do this or not? I was just gonna laugh and shit. This ain't no fucking laughing matter, brother. He was like, we're gonna do, brother. We're going to show the Mexicans how we get. I said, why does it have to do with Mexicans? Because that's what you are you? Or aren't you? Right? I said, I mean, I am. That's what my mom told me when I was born. Well, fucker, then just watch. Just wait. You know, a white man ain't on Mexican time. We're on white time. And you know what they say about white time, right? Is always the right time. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm kicking back. It's starting to get later. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening or 9 o'clock at night. And I could tell that big dude already knows what it is. And I can see him, he's wearing a hoodie sweater, right? and he's got a big old hoodie on, and he has a biker organization that he's affiliating with. He was a hang-around at the time, right? He had just got out of prison. He started hanging around with this biker club, a well-known biker club that I won't talk about because they'll probably be mad and hunt me down, right? So anyways, this motherfucker got his hands in his pockets, and I see him, and I think he's either gripping something with the deer antler, like the whites like to carry, you know, those fucking weird knives, a Davy Crockett, or he's got a cuete, a gun. So I'm watching him like, man, albeit the white guy's all going to beat him, and the Mexican's going to get shot. That's usually how it works out. And you notice that? Right? And all of a sudden, Roach says, I got to go in the house, brother. You guys hungry? They're spun out of their mind, except for that big dude. That big dude's now, like, his antennas are, like, white. They're making the W like that, his antennas. Like, he's on his white shit, like, for reals. And out the blue, man, I ain't even going to lie. Roach just comes running out. Get up, brother! With the fucking bat. This is mine. And he says the N-word. Beat her! Boom! And starts to get on this dude, right? Man, they mollywopped the shit out of the dude. But the dude that was all tweaked out, that was trying to hit him with rocks, I ain't gonna lie. He ended up on the bottom, and that big dude was just crushing his shit. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this is where it got a little tricky for me. This is where I say you don't sleep on the woods. I, myself, decided because the fighting, I kind of backed up like, oh shit, look at these woods. These motherfuckers are crazy. They were ramming this dude's head into lawnmowers. You know, if you've ever been around a white man and in their backyard, you know there's three things for sure. There's old foil, burnt foil thrown everywhere. There's dog shit, and there's definitely lawnmower parts, right? They're ramming his head into fucking one of the bags where the lawnmower, where all the grass is, and it's full because these motherfuckers don't dump their grass. They just leave it in there and put a new one on. Boom, boom, boom. Grass is flying everywhere. And so I'm getting grass all over my sweatsuit, right? So I go to back up, and when I back up, that dude's like trying to, help. The big dude, he's crawling. They're beating the fuck out of him. And he tries to grab my legs, and I throw a kick. Boom. And it was like slow motion. So I'm like, as I'm kicking, fuck off me, white dude. Boom, right? All the woods go, and their eyes are like this. They're like, brother, you can't do that, SA. I'm like, oh shit, but I'm an NA. That's my excuse. Man, the tweaker white dude gets up all busted up. He got hit with the rock, right? He gets up, yeah, fuck you, you gotta have to fight a white man. Let's see how you like that. Bam, he falls. Next thing you know, a bunch of white dudes just surrounded me. And I'm not gonna lie, this is how I know. Roach comes to my defense. He's like, I told the SA he could do it. I mean the NA, but you know what I mean. I told him he could do it, brothers, right? His mom's like, I told you I don't like fucking Mexicans. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get out of here, please. Help, God, right? So I start backing up toward the fence. The big dude, they don't forgot about him. He's in the corner. Right? He's got blood and everything hanging out his mouth. And I'm like, damn, these woods are crazy. So I end up saying, Roach, I'm out of here. He's like, go, brother, for my compadres get you. So I leave. A couple days later, he calls me, hey, brother, it's cool to come back. Them guys are gone. So I go, I'm like, what was that about? That's when he ran me down the story why they beat dude up. And he had told on his crime partner and all that, man. And so, look, we're kicking back, right? It's about a week later. And this black truck keeps passing by. And, of course, Roach, his antennas are way up. He's tweaked out of his mind. He's like, brother, it's the feds. We're going down. I'm like, you're going down. I have nothing to do with this. See, I'm going to go home. My old lady's cooking. I haven't done meth, so I could eat. You are on a whole different level, right? You're in a different playing field, brother. He's like, brother, you got to ride with me and die with me. I'm like, no, dying is, you lost me at dying with you, right? I ride with you. Dying with you is different. Remember, you're a white man, brother. Right? So this black truck keeps on passing by, right? Roach is like, look at these fucking black guys. I said, like, how do you know, brother? There's tinted windows. Because it's a black truck, brother, and the white men we cruise Ford F-150s that are predominantly white. Do you understand that this is the white world, brother? And I fucking love being white. I'm like, goddamn, Hulk Hogan, calm down, right? So this black truck stops, and that big dude jumps out, and he has a couple fucking dudes with him, right? Biker motherfuckers, right? And he's telling Roach, what's up, motherfucker, now? What's up now, right? And Roach is like, hey, brother, what's up, Wood? Yeah, that was a chequeada. Is that how you guys say it? I said, no, that's how the Southsiders say it. We just say that was you're fucking no longer good. He's like, yeah, it was just a chequeada, brother. You know what I mean? Come on. Come drink a Coors. I'm going to fucking shoot this brother as soon as he comes in the lawn, right? And I'm going to say that he was on my private property. You got my back? I was like, nah, that's like, I can't be on paperwork. Who said I was going to be on paperwork? That's just what I'm going to tell him, right? This dude comes to the front yard and commences to whipping the dog shit out of Roach. Now, I would have helped Roach at that point in time, but there was two bikers mean mugging me, and there's just something about bikers that I seem not to want to fuck with, right? So I kind of kicked back, kept drinking my Coors Light, which he had given me, right? And it had a bitter taste. That's why, again, I don't know why white men like it. But he proceeded to beat the holy dog shit out of Roach. He was like, I'm coming back, brother. I'm going to come back and I'm going to blow your house up. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. Okay? Should have never said that. According to what I heard and not what I was part of, right? That dude ended up maimed. To what degree of ear? Let's just say Ricky's lost his right ear. He's lost his left ear. I'm just going to leave it at that, right? They doubled back. They said Dwarfwood was going, come on, motherfucker. He was doing his thing, brother. Woods don't fuck around. So you don't sleep on the Woods, man. I've done a lot of time with them. I've seen them in action. Roach always had these homeboys and none of them were punks. Not one of them, not a grunion. Man, I remember one time this big ass black dude was walking to the store. He had a bag full of groceries and the white dude said something. The black dude was like, what'd you say? What'd you say, white boy? And he goes, hey, brother, I'm a fucking white man, Wood. And he was like, I ain't no fucking Wood, right? That fucking Wood got right in that brother's face. They were nose to nose. He was like, don't touch me, you're black. Don't touch me, you're black, right? He was like, don't touch me, you're white, right? And hey, these guys went nose to nose like two rabid pit bulls, man. No one did nothing, thank God. But, you know what I'm saying? These Woods weren't no punks that Roach had around his house. So I've always, from this day forward, or that day forward, I've always been under the impression that, man, you know, you sleep on the Woods, you're going to find out. Now, I remember I told Roach this one story, he was like, you're full of fucking shit. True story, right? The first time I ever seen the craziest fucking Woods in my life, kind of a side note, I was in the youth authority, Carl Holton. I've told this story before, man. For those of you that don't know, trip out on this. And there was these two Woods. Cool, youngsters, always together, man. They were the only two Woods on the compa. No one really fucked with them. They ate together, did everything together. One of them was hella cool, my homeboy Shorty from Salas. He was just a cool dude, right? And I remember one day I was sitting in the day room, it was me and a couple homeboys, and they were like, hey, can we get at you? I was like, yeah, what's up? Can I get at you? I was like, yeah. They were like, hey, so we're going to kill a black dude today, man, and we just want to give you all our property. You can give it to Shorty. That white dude was like, give it to Shorty, man, that's the homie. That was my celly at the time, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I ain't never heard this up to this point. I've heard fools like, hey, we're going to book this fool. We're going to whack this fool. I heard fools say, hey, bro, I'm going to cut this fool. But these guys are like, yeah, we're going to murder a black guy today. Yeah. And I was like, why, bro? What do you do? Do you disrespect you? They're like, nah. One dude was like, yeah, my dad's in prison and I want to catch up to him, man. And we're tired of being in YA. We want to go to prison. I was like, how you guys going to do this shit, right? I'm like, these motherfuckers are full of shit. They were like, well, we got this fucking, they had an R, right? And they were going to fill it with wax. The wax that you mop the floors with, right? And shanks. And they were going to wait till he was on the toilet, hit him in the neck with wax. I guess that would make him go crazy, according to them. And then they were going to book him, right? So I'm like, when's this going to happen? Tomorrow. Okay, whatever, right? So I tell Shorty, I forget all about it. We're kicking back watching TV in our cell. And then I tell him, hey, for your homeboy, the white dude? He was like, I'm my homeboy. I said, hey, anyways, they're going to fucking kill some black dude tomorrow. He's like, yeah, right. Them fools ain't doing shit. Shit. So we go to Dave. So this is the way it was. There was A side and B side in Carl Holton. We were on Mono Hall. We were on A side, okay? We were in the cells. There's a ramp with cells. Like, I think it's like 6 or 7 cells, and there's a ramp that way with cells. There's a wall in between with the door. The sides, sometimes I'll have the door open and you can fuck with each other, but usually one side will go outside, the other side would get day room. Then they'll switch. The other side will go outside, the other side will get day room. So it was our time, and then sometimes I'll do it like this. Half the dorm will go day room or yard. They open it all up and you can get to decide what you want to do, right? So some guys are outside, some guys go to the day room. So I remember that day, we were going to chill in the day room. We're going to eat a little spread and shit, me and the homies. And Shorty's in there already getting shit. He's putting shit in the microwave because we had juice, right? So we could tell the cop to let us go early so we don't have to fight for the microwave and shit. So he's already warming up our comida. So by the time the homies get out there, we hit it with the chips, little tapatio, shout, right? And as I'm going out there, I tell him, hey, bro, the Woods walk past us and they look determined. I'm like, hey, they're going to do that shit right now. He's like, no way, right? So there's glass windows. You can see the latrine area. True story, right? So I'm looking through the latrine area. I'm looking through the glass, me and Shorty in the latrine area, and we see this big old black dude. He's going to take his shit, right? And as soon as he goes to the back, now you got to understand, the way it was the Southsiders and the whites used the pisser was the first. They used the second and the third toilets. The Norteños and the blacks used the fourth and the fifth. The first toilet was a pisser. You know, you could shit if it was really that drastic, but it was a pisser. Everyone used it as a pisser, and then you had the pissers on the wall, right? So this dude was way in the back at the last one, which would be a black toilet, right? That's just how it was. These dudes went in there and they did exactly what they said they would do. They didn't kill him, though. They tried, though. They was in that motherfucker hitting him with the wax. I guess whatever fucking comic or Mad magazine that they read where it said in the back, or National Enquirer that told them wax does something to people. It didn't do nothing to that dude. That dude jumped up and got to choking one of them white dudes. The other one got to booking. And I remember it was crazy. They literally did that. And I remember one of them had put a little note, man, give him all my property to fucking, and I don't want to say Shorty's name. Those that know him, right? And he was like, fuck that. I want that property. Like I was involved in that shit. And that was that. But anyways, so I have a long history with the woods, seen them do things. It doesn't matter what wood I ran across. I ran across some nutty ass woods, right? Roach beats them all. Roach is different level. Roach was like, bro, I'll rip your fucking handlebar mustache. He's over there hitting that fool with the bat trying to rip his mustache off. Like Roach says something, he does something. You know, I told you, man. Hey, I haven't even gotten into how this motherfucker, we really did have a real falling out. I almost killed this dude. True story. We'll get to that later. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed Superwood today. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. The gun does it again. What's up, brother? I heard you're no fucking good, Wood. Oh, is that what you heard?